Today we're doing a really old school thing, and we're going to be smoking Salloum Plain, which is this stuff right here. We're going to be doing it without foil. You cannot do this with modern day shisha at all. Don't do it. Don't try to do it. Don't. This is basically only for things like Salloum Plain or Nakla Zagul. This is a really old school way of smoking. No one really does it anymore. Even 20 years ago, people didn't really do it. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that. I'm going to be using different coals than I normally use. I recommend that if you have a traditional hookah, like a Kaloud or a Syrian or something like that, this benefits from kind of a more restricted draw compared to a lot of the open pipes nowadays. I'm going to just dump it out. Oh, it's super sticky in here. This only works with tobacco that doesn't really have much of a glycerin content to it. If you try to do it with something that has a lot of glycerin in it, you will fail and it will be terrible. And this is also kind of almost an overpack method. Not exactly, but yeah. So I'm gonna put gloves on here in a second, but just so you can see kind of what this looks like. It is black and it is very dry. That's what you want. Again, you cannot do this with modern day shishas. And when you're packing for this method, you want to make sure that it's a dense pack. You're not actually doing a fluff pack or anything like that. And one of the reasons that you do that is the top layer is going to get burned. And that acts kind of as like the foil that we use today. This is how people smoked ages ago. But you really want to break it up. You want it to be fluffy before you put it into the bowl. And the way that I remember I used to measure, it's also probably been a good almost 20 years since I've smoked this way. Kind of the rule of thumb for how you end up doing this is you kind of have it so it's domed over a little bit, and you want the top of it to equal what was below it. And so you're going to end up kind of left with something like that. And then you take it and smush it down. You can see how sticky that is. It's stuck to the glove. There are a couple spots that aren't, but just like any other pack, you want to make sure that it is completely flush, that you have no high or low spot. Really cannot use quick lights with this method. You can't do it. I don't recommend it. I actually recommend, if you're going to do this, if you have some old lemon wood charcoal that nobody uses anymore for the most part. That's not true. Again, in Pakistan, Afghanistan, those areas of the world, lemon wood charcoal is still something that's used. All right, so you're going to be left with that right there. And what's going to happen, it's packed dense, right? And then you're going to take coals. I'm actually going to use half rounds on this instead of my normal cubes or 1/3 rounds. I thought about using hex coals, but I'm going to use half moons. I'm going to use these because you want good surface area here. Because when you put the coals on, you don't do anything. You put the coals on, kind of up and down for a second. And then you let them sit, and then you rotate them around until that top layer becomes nice and hard. And then it has been a very long time since I've done something like this. So we're going with these type of coals. We're going half rounds. They are nice and lit. What I remember doing is you don't immediately put it on there. You kind of let the heat warm it up just a tad. I can already smell it. I haven't actually touched yet. Kind of take the coal, go around a little bit. Yeah, you can already smell it kind of starting. And then I'm just lightly tapping it. And you can see the smoke starting to come off a little bit. You'll see how, you notice, right? The reason that you do that kind of around it is when I put it on there and then I took it off, nothing came up with it. And that's exactly what I want to happen. And by doing the kind of going it around it a little bit, it prevents it from sticking onto the coals when you need to, if you didn't get that right placement. And we're gonna let this sit. It smells like burning tobacco in here because it is burning right now. I'm gonna let it just sit for a little bit. But that's about all the smoke that you get with it. And it does. It tastes like you have taken a cigar and filtered it through a hookah. It's got a rich barbecue taste to it. You actually do kind of taste the charcoal, but you don't taste unlit charcoal. It's hard to kind of describe what you're actually getting. And that's the other thing. These bowls, they don't smoke for very long because that top layer has all been burned. And that's all you get. This is more just about tradition. It's about tasting the tobacco. It's about understanding kind of like where we came from. That's why I wanted to do it. So you're still cooking the tobacco here. While this type of smoke does have combustion in it, you can't avoid it. You're still cooking the tobacco. I would actually really love to see Hookah Science have sensors in here to see what the temperature of the bowl is, because I can still, I can hold it right here. It's hot, right? But it's not nearly as hot as what's up there because that thin layer of burned tobacco is creating basically like a screen, right? Even though that top layer, right, is nice and crunchy, and I'm still baking it, you're like that's hard, right? Some of that ash goes down into it, so you're actually burning the tobacco to some extent. It's been a very long time since I have done this, and I think I might have actually started smoking it a little too soon. All right. I'm gonna keep getting smoke even when it's all done. I'm gonna get my UV glove, take you guys over to the sink to see how it actually burned. So I'm gonna just, that was perfect. See like almost nothing came out with it. What's up, Hazy? Thanks for joining. Look at that, perfect. See the puck? And you see, it's a little soft, but not much. It's actually pretty warm still. And from this angle, you can see it didn't actually burn it, right? That top layer got nice and crispy like it's supposed to. And you'll see how it looked. But this is still, there's a little molasses left in here, but this is definitely a thorough burn on it. And you'll see that separation where, the camera kind of sucks here, but you'll see where it's burned, and then the rest just cooked like a normal bowl. see how that broke. Nice and cooked through. But again, you cannot do this. If you try to do this with mustard or blackburn or something, you are going to have a terrible experience. Terrible in every way. But I think that's all I got, and thank you very much. Thank you everybody who ended up joining. I had a lot of fun doing this. Special thanks to the person that sent me the Salloum plane so I could show you guys kind of a very old school way of smoking. Again, if you own an apartment where you're not really supposed to be smoking, don't try this, even if you do have Sagul, because my house is just, it's going to smell like burned tobacco for the next 2 days or so. But I think that's all I got. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate everybody stopping by.